Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I'm excited to show you some Thalers. I don't get Thalers in that often, and of course, if you don't know, a Thaler is a larger coin. Generally speaking, it's going to be silver dollar sized or larger. Usually, sometimes people use the term crowns when they talk about bigger coins, but Thalers very specifically is the nickname given to coins that are going to be mostly from Central and Western Europe. You're going to see Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, places like that, and it was denomination in some places. And a lot of the coins that you'll see will be nice, big, large, fun designs, and cool edges, by the way. The edges on these are all kind of different. Like the edge on this guy, you know, has, oh, what would you call that? I don't even know. It has almost like a screw effect, like you'd see on the edge of a screw. So this is from the Netherlands from 1802, I think the date was on this one. And a very cool piece. Of course, you've got your Netherlands guy there with his sword, and he is, of course, standing above his shield. And in the back, you've got the crest with the lion. And the lion is cool because, you know, he's got this bundle of arrows he's holding in one paw. And then he's got, you know, the sword in the other. 1802. One of my favorite things about Thalers is just the absolute irregularity of these coins. Just a cool piece. Nice 1802 Thaler. And remember, Thaler can be spelled with an H or without an H, just like Sarah without an H was getting bored on a PV amp in 1984. So this one here, we've got the König von Prussen. So this is from Prussia, which is not Russia. This is actually a German state. And always fun to see the detail on these guys with all the curls and furls and the fur. You can see that's actually a fur coming off his shoulder there, and his big star, and then his shoulder with the riveting outfit on there. Friedrich Wilhelm, King of Prussia. And then a lot of the Prussian coins. If you collect these, you start getting used to all the different crests that you'll see. So you'll see a certain crest, and then you recognize it, and you say, "Oh, okay, that's a Prussian coin." Ein Reichsthaler. That's just one Thaler. This appears, so the scratch marks on there appear to me to be more of adjustment marks on the silver, where they scraped the silver down, and then the coin was struck over it. You'll see that sometimes. Actually, quite a bit of detail left on this guy here. Tell me if there's any of these that you think that you would get certified. Some of these have the old holder. There's an old Harlan J. Burke backup card, I should say. Worn VF details, X jewelry. This one here again, we've got a nice prancing horse. This is 2/3 of a Thaler. And so it's got the 2/3 there. And once again, we've got quite the hairdo. And you've got, one of the things about the German coins is, like a lot of coins from this time period, you had all kinds of initials. So AUG.D.C. and it just keeps going. And so, see, every time there's a dot, each one of those letters stands for a whole word. That is quite the abbreviation that they put on there. And this is Brunswick, Lunenbecken, Kallen. I don't know which one this is actually, because even that got abbreviated on the holder here. Because there's actually a few of these that are very close in state's name, probably right next to each other. 1695. 1695 on that piece. Here's a really pretty piece from Bavaria. This Bavarian piece, 1757. Cool looking date, by the way, but a lot of these coins have the Madonna and Child on them. And of course, that's what this represents here. Mary and Jesus, Madonna and Child. And I don't know how sacrilegious you want to be, but just the way that looks, it looks like Jesus has his hand out saying, "What up?" But the Patrona Bavariae. And then on the other side you have the king here with all of the lettering. 1757. And then, you know, this here's another one here of a different date, 1776. Interesting, a little bit different. You know, you get a little feel for the strike on these guys when you get to see a couple of them. A little more clear portrait there. You can see a little bit more of the ruffles and whatnot on the outfit. 1776. Nice big coin. What's fun is a lot of the Thalers then they start getting bigger and bigger in size to where they're, you know, slightly larger than a US dollar. Some of them you'll get a bigger because there can be 2 Thalers. They get to be really, really large over time. And then here we have the Austrian Netherlands piece with a very regal looking bird. You know, part of me wonders just if you're in 1770 and you're growing up there and you're living just in a hovel, right? And then you turn around and you get to see a coin of the realm. And you see all the symbology on here with the crowns and the crosses and the birds with, you know, crowns and stuff. And I wonder if you just think, what's that all about? Like, you know, could they relate at all to any of this? This crest is one of the ones that I find a little bit more interesting if you get into the details on these a little bit, just because there is that snake in the corner, which I find pretty cool. I don't see many of the Thalers with snakes on them. It's not a common German symbol, or, you know, anyone from that region. Snakes seem to be a lot more popular in other parts of the world where it's a little warmer. But definitely snakes are all over the world. But I'm not a, what is that, herpetologist? I can't even say that word. So here's another 1776. So we've got them from all over the globe right now. And this one is really kind of pretty. It has actually a lot of very original luster to it, I'll say. It has a very different type of luster, but you know, the field is kind of a flat finish to it. But that's kind of an original luster on the back there, in the background, I should say. Very pious looking guy here with his cross, and his hat looks very priestly. 1776. I know some people who collect 1776 coins in general, just anything from that year, maybe for obvious reasons. But this one's pretty cool. Look at that, it's got a little bit of toning in there. And look at the little bit of detail that's in that field there. There's lots of little fine lines throughout that field on the drapery and in the crown. Pretty neat piece. Pretty neat piece. Has a lot of depth to it, really, on that one. And here you go with one that's, I think this is the earliest one I have, 1652. I don't think I had one earlier. Domine conserva nos in pace. 1652. One of my favorite little symbols is like the cherub. You know, it's supposed to be like the little angel, and half the time they're really frightening looking. So, and then this one here, this is also, we got the Swiss cantons. And once again, we have the lion. This time he's holding the scepter, pardon me, the sword, and the ball. I can't think of what it's called right now. There's a term for that. Someone will tell me, because you guys are all smart. That's what happens. Really, really neat piece. I have a bonus piece over here that's not really a Thaler. Well, bonus pieces. I'm just going to go ahead and put them in this video anyways, because otherwise I'd end up making its own video, and heaven knows I don't need to make any more videos, do I? 1788. So this is Russia. These guys are awesome. This is these guys are huge. Can you see how thick these things are? Look at these. I've always loved these 5 kopeck pieces from the 1700s from Russia, and they're super crude. Lots of times they have pitting and problems on them. That's pretty typical to see a lot of pitting and whatnot on these guys. You know, this one looks like maybe it was buried for a little while. That's a 1-7 over there, and there's the 8-8 for 1788. And really cool with the crested double-headed eagles. And this one, he's got the scepter and the ball on the other side. And I had a couple of them, a few. I might as well show them all off right here. Bonus coins, 1786. As long as we're going to stay in the 1700s. And one more thing, I was telling you about the edges on these. This one, see the date on there, 17. That's how I wrote it too, 17. I don't know what that date is. So cool example of a coin. But the edges on these are awesome because they're all kind of different. I don't know if I can get a shot of the different edges real quick here. We're going to try to grab a few different coins and see how different the edges are in these guys. There you go. Look at that. Okay, that was terrible. Here you've got the one that I said looked like the edges of screws. You have some that have little designs on them. And this one has almost like the chevron, like the arrow designs going down the edges. These ones, the big 5 kopecks, they have that almost like the pattern that you'll see on the back of a, what is that, like on a back of a truck on the step plate. Pretty fun stuff. But anyways, I really enjoy this type of material. We just don't get it as often as I'd like to. That one's got a plain edge to it. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.